Today, we dive into the life of a man who didn't just play football, he transformed it. A boy who grew up shining shoes, who became a symbol of joy, greatness, and Brazilian football itself. The only man in history with 3 World Cup titles. A player whose name is recognized in every corner of the world. This is the story of Pele, the King. Edson Arantes do Nascimento was born on October 23, 1940, in Três Corações, Brazil. A small town, not much money, but a lot of dreams. His father, known as Dondinho, was a footballer whose own career was cut short by injury. Pele grew up watching him juggle a ball with effortless grace. Little did anyone know, the son would go on to surpass the father, and then surpass the entire sport. But Pele's childhood? It wasn't easy. His family struggled. To help, he shined shoes on the streets. He played football with rolled-up socks, grapefruits, anything he could kick. No fancy boots, no perfect pitches, just pure passion. The kind of passion only legends are made from. Pele joined a local youth team called Bauru Athletic Club, coached by Waldemar de Brito, a former Brazilian international who immediately saw something special. De Brito later walked into Santos FC headquarters and said one of the most iconic sentences in football scouting history. "This boy will become the greatest football player in the world." Imagine being 15 and being told that. Pele signs for Santos FC. Within months, he makes his professional debut. And guess what? He scores. Of course he does, because this wasn't just talent, this was destiny. By age 16, Pele becomes the top scorer in the entire Brazilian league. 16. While other kids were studying for exams, Pele was destroying professional defenders like they were cones at training. His dribbling wasn't just skill, it was poetry. His finishing wasn't just precise, it was deadly. Brazil had found a star, but the world was about to find a legend. And that moment came in 1958. Sweden, 1958. Pele is just 17 years old. He arrives injured, barely able to run. Brazil considers sending him home, but they don't. And thank football for that. Pele returns for the knockout stage, quarterfinal versus Wales. The game is tight. Then young Pele receives the ball in the box, flicks it over the defender, and scores with calmness far beyond his age. Brazil advance. Semifinal versus France. Pele scores a hat trick. Commentators are stunned. Europe has never seen anything like this kid. Final versus Sweden. Pele scores twice. The first, a flick over a defender followed by a volley into the net. One of the greatest teenage goals ever scored in a World Cup. Brazil wins. Pele collapses in tears. The world witnesses the birth of the king. At 17, he's a global superstar. Back at Santos, Pele becomes unstoppable. Through the 1960s, Santos FC becomes arguably the best club side in the world. They win Copa Libertadores Intercontinental Cup, multiple league titles, countless friendlies across Europe, Africa, Asia. Pele is now more than a footballer. He's Brazil. He's showmanship. He's magic. Where Santos plays, stadiums sell out. People climb trees, rooftops, light poles, just to get a glimpse. The world wanted Pele. In 1962, Pele enters the World Cup as the face of football. He starts brilliantly, scoring a wonder goal in Brazil's first match. But in the next game, he gets injured. Devastating. He sits out the rest of the tournament, yet Brazil still becomes world champions. Pele wins his second World Cup, but barely plays. It's bittersweet, but greater challenges and greater triumphs await. England, 1966. This was supposed to be Pele's tournament, but instead, it becomes a nightmare. Opponents use brutal tactics to stop him. Hard fouls, kicks from behind, targeted violence. The referees do nothing. Pele is hacked, injured, limping across the field. Brazil gets knocked out. After the tournament, he says, I will never play in another World Cup. The king was done, or so he thought, because destiny wasn't finished with him yet. Mexico, 1970. Pele returns, stronger, smarter, hungrier. Brazil's 1970 squad is not just good, they are considered by many the best team in football history. Pele, Jairzinho, Tostão, Rivellino, Carlos Alberto. It's football's version of the Avengers. Pele shines in iconic moments. The half-line shot, so close to greatness. The dummy versus Uruguay, a moment still studied today. The header saved by Banks, called the greatest save of all time. And then, the final. Brazil versus Italy. Pele scores the opening goal, a towering header. He leaps like he's floating. Later, he assists Carlos Alberto with one of the most beautiful team goals ever scored. Brazil wins 4-1. Pele lifts his third World Cup. No one has ever done this before. No one has ever done it since. At this moment, Pele isn't just a footballer, he's folklore, he's legend.
By 1975, Pelé moves to the New York Cosmos. America barely knows football at this time. But Pelé changes everything. Crowds explode. Kids start playing soccer in the streets. Other legends, Beckenbauer, Carlos Alberto, join the league. Pelé becomes the face of the sport in the U.S. He's more than an athlete. He's a global ambassador. His final match? A friendly between Santos and Cosmos. Pelé plays for both teams. He scores, of course. The king exits the pitch, and the world applauds. Even after leaving the field, Pelé stays in the spotlight. He becomes a global humanitarian, a UNESCO ambassador, Brazil's Minister of Sports, a cultural icon, actor, singer, and worldwide personality. Everywhere he goes, he brings joy. He represents the beauty of the sport. He becomes a symbol of Brazil's spirit. From presidents to children, everyone knows Pelé. Pelé scored 1,283 goals, depending on how you count. He became a symbol of excellence. He inspired generations. Ronaldo, Ronaldinho, Neymar, all of them grew up watching him. But Pelé's true legacy isn't the numbers. It's the emotion, the joy, the magic. He played football with a smile. He made the world fall in love with the beautiful game, from poverty to global superstardom, from kicking socks in the street to lifting 3 World Cups. Pelé isn't just a player, he's a movement. He's the foundation of modern football. He is, and forever will be, the king. If you enjoyed this documentary, hit the like button, subscribe for more football stories, and tell us in the comments, who should we cover next? Thank you for watching.